Hello, and welcome to another episode of New Gameplay. Today, I'm your host, Jeff Cork, joined today by Matt Kato.
How's it going?
Doing very well. Rare appearance from Matt Kato and Leo Vader.
Hey, is this Skate 4?
Is this Skate 4?
You might think that, but this is actually not Skate 4. This is a game in early access called Skater XL from a developer called Easy Day Studio.
Okay. Is it like Skate 4?
I mean, it's a pretty smooth skating game, and the little difference here from Skate is it's not doing a lot of super complex, it uses the analog sticks, both of them, but it's not doing a lot of, it's a little bit simpler, but at the same time, a little bit more creative than Skater, which is kind of cool.
Now, Kato, I can't help but notice in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's your hands on the controller. Why is this being called out?
This is being called out because each analog stick sort of corresponds to each of your feet. So like if I move this back here, you see his front foot there. Yeah. He's moving back.
Oh, weird.
So if you want to do like a little, obviously this is an ollie, just kind of pop it there. But if we can go with the back foot, you can do, a little shove it. And then certainly you want to kick flip, watch my my left hand there. It's like sliding off to do little flips. Or if you want to do a heel flip. Let's see if we can get a heel flip here. Well, whoa, a little kick out there.
And I think a smart thing they do that makes it easy to pick up is that it's always front and back foot on each of the sticks rather than left and right foot. So it doesn't get too confusing. You're always doing the same movements for an ollie.
Yeah, you can go into switch and stuff, and sometimes visually you might be looking at your avatar and being like, okay, he's doing switch. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like you really don't have to overthink it, which is the beauty of it. For doing like, okay, if you told yourself like, well, each stick is a foot, and you kind of start thinking about it, and you're like, oh, this is kind of weird, but it's really cool how natural it feels, and particularly to be like, oh, I was actually gonna do that. I mentioned Skate, and even you go back further to like the Tony Hawk series where it's very specific in some of the inputs, and certainly to do a kickflip, you're gonna want to move a certain way or whatever, but you just go with the flow, which is pretty cool for what is an early access game. I mean, we're looking at a pretty small slice, obviously, of the game when it comes out, but it's pretty impressive just how, like I said, the tricks sort of flow, and you just really get into the groove pretty easily,
It feels really good. I played it for 5 minutes and understood it, and then I stayed late to play more of it yesterday.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a slide here. You can do little bumps. You can time it out. So there we go. You can time it out. So if you want to do more of a spin here, you can do, let's say, like, you can try to hold it. Also you can do slower ones. I was trying earlier today where you see if you want to do it a little bit more deliberate. If you want to try to go for like a real style instead of like a smooth style instead of like a hyper style. There's a manual there. You can do that too. So even like just doing like a slow, if you want to do a real smooth style for your tricks, you can do that, which is pretty cool.
So you say this is an early access. Do we know anything in terms of like the flow of the game, or is this just more of like a sandbox that they're going for, or they're going for like points and challenges eventually? Or
I haven't heard anything about points in particular. I mean, they have said there's going to be, obviously more stages, character customization. I don't know anything about licenses in terms of either gear or skaters, but I haven't heard about points, which, can be a little contentious among some people. Some people think that kind of gamifies skating, and some people, just like it because it has a little bit more of a structure.
Yeah. I also noticed a distinct lack of Goldfinger on the soundtrack.
I don't know. I don't hear any guitar or anything like that.
Life hack, though, you can just play it on your record player.
Ooh, that is a life hack. That's some cutting edge stuff.
Yeah. You can also place session markers in this demo, like in Skate. So you place a little spot you like at the top of a rail, and then you can keep trying to hit it over and over again.
Yeah, see, I'm hitting B here. That's the break button, which is, some of those older games you keep sort of like the Tony Hawk ones where you're auto moving and you're just bumping into everything. To do right now, here's the D-pad. To do it, you just go down, and then to return to there, you just would hit up again on the D-pad. So that's a handy little thing.
It really looks like the skateboard is a physics object more than I've seen in another skateboarding game. Probably just because there hasn't been one in so long.
Yeah, and I
Technology has
think
come
one
so
of the
far.
things is that like it really does. I mean, you're just sort of watching me here do this stuff, but like in terms of feel, like it not only feels smooth in like
Oh.
doing the tricks out, but it also feels smooth in the sense that you kind of know what to expect with the tricks and when you're going to make it and when you're not going to make it, you know? Like
Yeah.
that, I think that sort of visual language is something that's pretty important. So like, you know, when you're like, okay, I should take a better angle for this trick, or you think, oh, I knew I was
ow.
going to make that. But just in terms of speed and some of the other stuff, it you don't feel like you're just necessarily sketching from, you know, the animation's just pulling you from one completed trick to the next. So just being able to know what to expect in the game is pretty good. And again, this is early access, so I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know,
Is there like an estimated release date for this thing?
nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing yet. So
I am really impressed how solid it feels already, though. And I think with Steam's refund policy, you can certainly check this out and feel how it plays for yourself, because it really feels completely unique, and it got me really excited for the rest of the game.
you know, one of the things, I don't know if you just caught it there, I just did a catch. So that's a pretty complex thing there. Or if you push down on either the left or right's analog stick, they'll do a board catch. So like if you're trying to do a, you know, get out of a spin, or you want to do it intentionally there. See, I did a little catch. I wonder if I could go into like a 1 foot there. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you catch it.
That is nice how like for instance, just the back of the board just kind of kissed that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was magnetized to it and it's like, here we
Exactly.
go, we're gonna do this quick animation because this is the trick.
Yeah, and that's one of those things again where scoring comes in. Where some people, you know, if there was a scoring system, you know, you would love to get extra points for just being able to do that little bump.
Yeah.
You know.
Can you show the trick teaching system a little bit?
Yeah. So if you hit start here, you can go in, and there's the marker. But like high ollie, I've been doing that a lot. So to get on that rail, which I haven't got on yet, but some of these larger things you're going to want to use a high ollie for. And so you know, I guess we'll just, you know, board slide or go into this one.
I like board slide a lot in this game because you can just spin into it. Left and right trigger is to spin, and if you just land on the rail that way,
Yeah,
your board sliding feels super natural.
Yeah, exactly. And here, when you were talking about spin, like if you wanted to do just a regular old 180 ollie, or obviously if you want to get into different positions for grinds or for slides, that's pretty helpful. So I mean, like, these are some pretty basic things, and it doesn't look like, oh, there's this gigantic list of tricks. But I mean, you've been watching what's been going on. Obviously, you can, you know, string together any normal things to create all kinds of tricks. And because again, you're controlling your legs independently, as we've seen with the 1 foot stops and stuff like that. I mean, you can create, you know, all kinds of stuff because you're just doing your feet, you know, as you see there, independently. So
with like
nollies and stuff like that, you know, nollie shove it.
like if you're doing like a manual or if you're on a like grinding on a rail, there doesn't seem to be any kind of like gamified meter that kind of, you know what I mean, like decays over time to make it harder to maintain a really long run. So it's just pretty much as long as you can do it.
Yeah, and I
That's
guess
cool.
you know, speed. It seems like there's sort of 2 levels of speed. There's like, or maybe 3. There's like, you know, slow, regular, and then you get to a fast. But it doesn't really, like, this is as fast as we're going. At least again in the early access part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of that, you would just be able to hold it until your speed just kind of runs out. But as you can see there, and I think it does get pretty realistic in terms of like, if you're going X amount of speed and you do X, you know, sort of Y ollie, and you're going so high, how many rotations are you going to be able to accomplish? I think it gets pretty consistent. Like I said, you really can sort of feel, you know, what you can get away with. You spend 5 minutes with this game, and I think you're gonna have a pretty good understanding of it.
Yeah. Now I wonder, like, that simplicity, does that seem, at least at this point, to be like a negative? Like, are you able to do things like come up with like a fairly like a sequence of tricks that kind of chain from one into the next, or?
Yeah, I placed a session marker right here yesterday,
Yeah.
actually, and then you can go up on that planter and then down that huge gap.
Okay.
And I was just doing different tricks down there and saying, okay, now I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to spin while I'm going down and landed a manual. And that stuff was really satisfying to pull off, and it all looks so good.
Man, I gotta get that rail a little better here.
There it is.
Man, I tell you, I mean, go in, you know, what do you want? I don't remember off the top of my head, honestly, how much that early access costs. But I mean, like, as you can see, you know, this isn't a huge area, but you can have so much fun just in here, just doing tricks.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
And only on PC right now?
Yes, only on PC. You know, I hope to talk to the developers here in a little bit, and maybe we'll do a follow-up, either Sports Desk, or I think, you know, maybe we get something in the mag or something. I don't know, but, you know, we definitely plan to do some more coverage around this, because this is, like I said, I'm a big skater guy, and this is just a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, Kato, thanks for showing this off. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thanks for not having super gross hands. I really appreciate that.
They've been looking great down there.
Yeah. That's why you won't see me doing this, but anyway. Hey, Leo. Thanks for checking this out last night, too.
No problem.
Happy
Happy holidays.
Second voice. Happy holidays. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.